So we've all heard the saying, the trend is your friend. But what happens when your friend starts stabbing you in the back? So let's have a look at this pair right here where, we are in a strong trending market. But as we play forward, we still see price going up strongly, making new higher highs and higher lows, but starting to hold sideways. Now to the average trader, this will look like a strong trending market. But see what happens here. We break down towards the downside and price started to pull back, and then right from there, we started to move towards the downside. And in this video, I'm going to talk about when exactly is a trend about to reverse, what are the signals and signs that market is telling you ahead of time in order for you to first get out of the trend and take advantage of the reversal that's happening to the trend in order for you to achieve results just like this. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing you need to understand about trend reversal is to first understand what does a strong trending market mean. In order for us to understand when exactly a reversal is going to happen, we first need to understand what it actually looks like when nothing's going to reverse and the trend is healthy. And for that, I look at two main things: the pushes and the pullback. Alright, so let's get started. So what that means is, if we really focus on what's happening here, and if we draw our attention to the beginning of the uptrend, this is the push I'm looking at, and this is the pullback I'm focusing at. So I'm looking at two things. I'm looking at how strong and how far this push is able to go, and how strong or weak this pullback is able to go. Ideally, in a strong trending market, you want to see a little candle towards the upper side telling you that there is strong big green bars, strong big buyers coming into the market. And when the pullback does happen, you want things to slow down to show you that the aggression for the sell side in this case is small, right? Just as what we actually see on the next move towards the upper side. Now this next move towards the upper side looks much stronger compared to this move right here, because look at how far we traveled. Although it looks, pretty similar, but the way that went up looks a lot stronger, right? Because in this case, we have two very, very strong bullish candle towards the upper side. Whereas in this case, things look a little bit slow, right? So I'm looking at these things, and then, if that's not enough, I'm looking at a pullback. In this case, the pullback, as compared to the previous one right here, this pullback is, if we compare it to this pullback, there's less candles involved for the sell side, and the distance it covered is a lot lesser. And that basically tells me that this trend has a very strong likelihood of continuing in the very near future. So which we can see that it continues to move up. Again, this time getting a lot stronger. We have a pullback still, and there is again a strong likelihood that a push up is still pending. So we do see a push up, but what happens next is interesting, because every time we have a pullback here, price just continues to make new highs from here to here. We see the same thing happening here. Pullback started to make new highs all the way up towards this area. Now this time, when we get a pullback, price is having trouble or it's struggling to make new highs. Instead, it tested a little bit and then started to push up higher. Now at this stage right here, things are starting to look concerning, because we are not like how we were looking before. Things were looking very strong and healthy. Buyers pushing up very, very far from the previous swing high here, and the pullback is very shallow. This example right here, we're just barely making higher highs, and look at how deep the pullback is coming in. There's a really huge and deep pullback, and that right there is your first sign telling you the momentum of your trend is slowly dying out. Now, there are obviously other tools that you can use to really measure the pushes and the pullbacks and how strong or healthy your trend is. One of the easiest tools you can use is using the Fibonacci, and this is how you can actually use it. Just mark out where the swing low started from and where it stopped. So it stopped right here, and look at the pullback. Right, this is pulling back to around 70%, let's say, and then we started to make new highs. Then look at the next one right here. This time we just barely reached 38%. That's telling you the pullback is contracting, which means buyers are very, very aggressive trying to push price up high and quickly, right? Exactly like what I was saying before. The next push is 50%. Now, keep this in mind. Although it's 50%, the move that it went up, very, very strong. If we just measure this by pips, we are able to see that it went up for 40 pips towards the upper side from the previous pullback, as opposed to last time here, we went up 33 pips, right? So we're still moving up considerably higher towards the upper side. Again, telling you that yes, things are slowly slowing down because the pullback is now 50%, but there is still strong likelihood that the trend will still continue, at least for the near future, just because it's still showing a lot of strength from the pushers. But we gotta be a little bit careful because the pullback is getting a little bit deeper. And finally, when we look at the next real move towards the upper side, which is right here, we are able to see that if we mark out the swing low to the swing high here, this pullback pulls back 100%, as you can see from this hammer looking candle right here. And that's your first sign telling you this uptrend is slowly dying. Anything that happens after that right here becomes very, very risky, and it opens up a big risk for a potential reversal happening in the market. And there you go. Step 1, understanding the health and the momentum of the trend will give you the first clue of a potential trend reversal happening in the market. Now, from there, I want to move on to step 2, understanding the broader context. When a trend reverses in the market, it usually has to do with something from the higher time frame pushing price either towards the downside or the upper side. Either it's finding resistance above market or finding support below market. So when we look at Aussie Swiss right here, and I'm on the 1 hour time frame, what you want to always be looking out for, after identifying that your trend is potentially reversing, is sort of go up to the higher time frame and just see where you are in the broader scheme of things. If I go up to the 4 hour time frame, I'm still seeing that we are in a strong uptrend. In this case, the trend is still your friend, right? However, if I go up to another time frame higher, daily time frame, we will be able to see that we're coming into a level where there's potential sellers involved. In this case, this high right here was considered a very pivotal area where price pushed down from this zone, making its way all the way towards this low. So this level right here is a higher time frame daily level to be looking out from, right? And the way that we're going up into that area where sellers were previously hitting very hard from before, that's the second warning sign that tells you a potential reversal might be happening at a higher time frame spot that we are unaware of on the lower time frame. Now, the higher time frame context can include things like areas where it was previously a support that breached down and becoming resistance from the other side as price pulls back. That could be one of it, or it can be, in this case, multiple swings high at that area, price is coming up to those swing high where potentially sellers will hit the sell again. But basically, you're just looking for a potential level on the higher time frame which could turn things around. And in this case, I'm looking at this as a potential trap area in the market because previously we have a move up towards the upper side right here and buyers were buying, right? We were making higher highs and higher lows each step along the way. And at this pullback low right here, people were actually buying. We can clearly see the move going up, and then we crashed down afterwards. So anyone who was buying right here, they're likely trapped in the market. It doesn't mean that, after all this while they're not gonna be trapped. They're still trapped, but when price reaches and comes back, retesting this whole chunk of zone again, we might be able to see a reaction from this area. Doesn't matter if you want to call it a trap area, a supply area, whatever you want to call it, that area becomes an important area as price pulls back into it. And that's what I mean about higher time frame context. Understanding where we are coming into on the higher time frame and understanding if there is a potential for a reversal of a trend on the lower time frame. Having that said, once we have all of those covered, we will move on to step 3, actually catching the reversal. And in order for us to do that, let's go back to our lower time frame, in this case, a 60-minute time frame. And once we are able to identify that the trend is reversing, and in this case, the way that I would do that is just to track the higher highs and higher lows. Each step along the way here, we have higher highs and higher lows, this being the higher low and then this being the higher high, higher low, higher high, and stop making higher low right here, and instead we're making lower highs. As soon as I get an activation pushing towards the downside like so, that's where I'm gonna get interested in looking for a potential sell. That's where the reversal will potentially happen. So I'm not gonna be selling yet. Generally, what you want to do in situations like this is, again, just mark out a level like this where the activation started from, where the breach started from, and simply wait for a pullback, and then join the pullback sell from that area. If we track forward here, we will be able to see price, aggressively coming back up. Don't want to be afraid of this aggressive move because sellers, in this case, this candle right here could come back equally as aggressive. Now, what you can do is drop down to the lower time frame and potentially look for a possible sell. And in this case, I'm just going to be using the UF trading style of, fading the pullback, and which is very simple. We're just looking at this short-term uptrend, and again, you can do the exact same thing where I was talking about earlier, where you're looking at this short-term uptrend going up into that area and see when are things really slowing down. See how strong the momentum was when it first started, and how weak it got, right? Dividing into 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, where previously it was just one huge green bar, and then followed by a pullback, try to make higher highs, and then boom, trapping any buyers who are buying at this area. That's telling you, okay, even on the lower time frame uptrend, which it will look like a huge uptrend on the lower time frame, this area right here, it's turning around, it's reversing on the lower time frame. Usually things reverse on the lower time frame first, and then that becomes a signal for us to get in on the trade. So again, just to prove my point right here, if we drop down one time frame just to show you what it will look like, it would look like we were in an uptrend on the lower time frame and things are really slowing down and not making any more higher highs, and then boom, crashing back down like that, right? This almost looks like a copy paste picture of what we're seeing on the higher time frame. So again, once you have that, I'm just going to go back to the 15-minute time frame. All you need to do is look for a pullback into this area to look for a potential sell, right? Again, the understanding here should be fairly simple, where I'm looking at buyers coming up, I'm fading the buyers, I'm looking at where buyers are buying. Buyers are likely buying at the support equals resistance area here, right there. Once they bought, price crashes. All of this happening at the level I'm looking at on the 60-minute, which is also reacting from this huge ass level that we identified on the daily time frame. So I'm stacking level onto level to really understand where exactly the reversal is happening on my 60-minute time frame, and then I'm using the lower time frame to get a precision entry into the sell I'm looking at. So knowing that the trend has changed on the lower time frame, and this area becomes very important to me to understand if a reversal is about to happen. I'm going to be looking at this area here to look for extra confirmation of weakness from the buyers. As soon as I get that, that's an area where we can look for the sell. Now, where our target is going to be, we have to go back to the 60, and the easiest target would obviously be this low right here. You can obviously hold on to the trade and then take it down to a lower level like this area here, but that's besides the point. What I want to show you is, can you capitalize on the reversal as early as you can and then making money out of it? So dropping down to the 15-minute here, we will be able to see some struggling going on. Buyers are trying here, right? An indecision candle, sellers are still trying. If I'm able to see that buyers are not going up anymore, this right here would be enough for me to say things are holding, sellers are actually holding ground and not being able to push any further. Now, once I get this shooting star candle again, showing signs that buyers were trying and then quickly got rejecting, that should be sufficient to look for a sell. And a sell will look something like this. Our sell position will go right here into the market like so, with a sell right there. And we will take this trade to at least the recent low right here. So this is how this trade would set up, with a sell position right here. Stop loss just needs to be above that zone, taking price down to the recent low. And this would easily offer a 1.54R return. Now, if we step forward here, we will be able to see that we're still going sideways a little bit, where it's still trying to find its momentum, and then there we see the reaction, and then boom, holding grounds at new lows, and then right there, bam, reaching target quick and easy. And as you can see, once you are able to identify where the turn is happening on the higher time frame, you can actually hold on to the sell for a lot longer, because instead of exiting here, you could easily hold on to the trade, exit at the next level in the market. This increasing your risk to reward from 1.5R easily to 3 Rs, just like so. Again, just to reiterate what's happening on the higher time frame, if we go back to the 60-minute, we are looking at a potential uptrend that's looking very, very strong, and then turning around at this area, this higher time frame area, showing us a potential reversal trade happening, and then dropping down to the lower time frame, looking for our entry, following all these 3-step process. Now here's the bonus that I want to share with you. We can see the flip side happening very soon afterwards.
Wait, so this is something most traders miss. If you're watching this, you're probably trying to fix your trading, but you don't actually know which part of your trading is broken. So I've put together a free worksheet called the 6-step trading hack. And within that worksheet contains the diagnostic that I use for my paying students to figure out what's wrong with their trading and help them get back on track ASAP. Click the link below, grab it, and use it right after watching this video. It'll make everything click that much faster. Alright, so let's keep going.
Now we have established that we are moving down and sort of forming a new downtrend at this juncture right here, right? This is the beginning of the downtrend. And just look at the pushes towards the downside, the pullback, and and the next continuous push towards the downside right here. I'm gonna remove all my levels just to show you the health and strength of this downtrend that's happening. And I want you to really pay attention to what's happening along the way here. As we push down lower, we are able to see the momentum is slowly weakening and each push is getting weaker and weaker with its pullback coming in deeper and deeper. Why am I saying that? Because if I measure this high to this low, we are pulling back to a 61%, but the momentum of the push is strong, right? The next push here looks even stronger. Usually, the second move is a lot stronger because that's still in the early phases of the trend. See how far this move was able to travel as compared to this move right here. And the pullback is only 38%, right? Versus the previous one was pretty deep. So at this juncture right here, you want to be expecting another push, which we do get another push towards the downside right around this area right here. However, this push just became a lot weaker than the previous push. What else do we see aside from that? The pullback also got a lot deeper, right? Around 61%. Again, at this point here, you want to start thinking about potential trend reversing. And remember, what's the second step you want to do when it comes to, looking for a potential trend reversal? Check the higher time frame context. And if we go back to the higher time frame, in this case, the daily time frame, you will be able to see that, we are breaching out of this range and we're pulling right back into it, right? So this becomes an area where a pullback buy would be happening. So you would basically do the same thing over again. And I'm just going to use the 240 time frame here just to speed things up to show you that the lower time frame trend is turning around and we will be able to see very quickly a push back up above that zone, forming a potential uptrend. Now, if we go back to the 60-minute, you will be able to see this area right here, which is almost the exact mirror image flip side of what happened right here, but happening right here. You can see that if we really finesse that area, this downtrend that was happening from before pushes down, look as though it's still going down strong, but then very quickly rejecting back up, creating a support equals resistance area where this zone right here would be the start of an uptrend. Now this uptrend clearly is not as strong or as smooth as what we have seen before, but areas like this right here is always a perfect area for you to get in quickly on the buys, getting out, and then chunk the market along the way, right? You do not need to hold on to the buy one shot. Always looks nice on social media, but the safest way to do things is getting in, getting out, and then just look at how strong this uptrend can continue until you see strong buyers coming into the markets like this. And then if we really track forward here, we will be able to see the uptrend really starting to establish itself right around areas like this, where we're starting to make a new strong momentum push towards the upper side, creating a breach like this. And as we get a pullback, that again is where you want to be getting in on the trade. Following the trend until we reach an area where potentially things are reversing, and then we would be there to wait for the reversal to catch the other side of the trend. In the markets, the trend is not always the best kind of friends you would get. It always looks like it's being a very good friendly buddy until it starts stabbing you in the back. I hope from this video you at least get a sense of knowing exactly when the trend is reversing and stop being stabbed in the back, right? Just follow this 3-step process to really understand how to trade trend reversal profitably and safely in the market. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, bye for now.